taking the time to watch this short PD about our book study, Powerful Student Care. Today, we'll be talking about welcoming and valuing, which is chapter 5 of our book. Our chapter starts off with a quote from Rosa Parks. "You must never be fearful about what you are doing when it is the right thing." In chapter 5, we focused on the first 2 ports of call, that each student is welcome to be a part of our community, and each student is a valued member of our community. As educators, to what degree have we thought about the importance of feeling welcome? We didn't invite our students to be in school, they have to be here. What does it mean to feel welcomed and valued at school? Welcoming each student to our classroom community is the first step toward helping them develop a sense of belonging. What we say directly to students when making them feel welcome is literally, "We want you to feel you belong here." And what we want students to say directly to us is, "I am home, I belong, I have friends, I feel connected to the people here, I know people care for me, and I care for them." When Kirsten Olson, an educational consultant, was doing research and interviewing a variety of professionals to learn about the emotional point of view of their educational experiences, she learned about some common educational practices that had been sources of educational wounding for her interview subjects. When we welcome our students, it is the first step in creating a sense of belonging and should begin to heal the educational wounds shown here. So some common examples of educational wounds include everyday losses of pleasure in learning, chronic habitual anger toward teachers and those in authority due to past experiences of injustice and not being seen in school, over-attachment to right answers, tendency to classify others and ourselves into dualistic, diminishing, smart, dumb, artistic, not artistic categories, and unprocessed powerful feelings about education and learning that we become aware of as adults in our interaction with our own children and students in school. Our ability to co-create the educative experience with our students is aided by recognizing that both the teacher and the student possess knowledge and perspective that are valuable to the learning process. When students are welcomed into our community, our hope is that they will feel a sense of belonging. Belonging is defined as feeling appreciated, validated, accepted, respected, included, supported, and treated fairly. Communities that sustain a sense of belonging are places where the equal worth and dignity of each person is honored. In order to truly welcome our students, we must recognize that both the teacher and the student possess valuable knowledge and perspective. When we maintain a culturally humble stance, we leave room for what each student brings to the table. The need to belong is hardwired in humans, and children's author Phoebe Stone is quoted here. "Not belonging is a terrible feeling. It feels awkward and it hurts, as if you were wearing someone else's shoes." Research shows a host of positive personal, social, and academic benefits that come from a sense of belonging. When children feel that they belong, they are confident they are seen as a human being and a person of value. So when students are welcome, they experience pro-social classroom behavior, self-belief, optimism, positive relationships, school satisfaction, resilience to deal with crises, and sometimes a buffer against effects of a negative home environment. I just wanted to share another related quote with you. Neurobiologically, students can't learn if they don't feel safe, known, and cared for within their schools. Moving on to what it means to be valued. Organizational psychologists Marian Izzet White and Kate Mackenzie Davey define feeling valued as a positive response arising from confirmation of an individual's possession of qualities on which worth or desirability depends. In the context of our book study, students are valued simply because they are worthy of being valued as human beings. When we're valuing our students, what we say directly to them is, "We can't be as good as we are together without you." And what we want our students to say back to us is, "You care about what I have to say. I have a seat at the table and I am heard. I can be who I am. I can become who I am." The quality of a student-teacher relationship is defined by the degree to which dignity is honored within that relationship. Dr. Donna Hicks has developed this list. She is a conflict resolution specialist at Harvard. This model can help us understand how to safeguard our students' dignity in our relationships with them. When we accept identity, we give people the freedom to express themselves authentically and without judgment. When we recognize, we validate people. We respond to people's concerns when we acknowledge. When we include, we welcome others and make them feel they belong. With fairness, we treat people justly. With independence, we empower people's agency. With understanding, we actively listen to others' perspectives. When we give others the benefit of the doubt, we extend our trust to them. And finally, with accountability, we take responsibility for our actions and apologize when we have caused others harm. In Cultivating Genius, an equity framework for culturally and historically responsive literacy, Gholdy Muhammad tells us about the significance of identity. Quoting Gholdy Muhammad, identity was one of the first things to be stripped from enslaved Africans. Thus, it became key for people of color to know themselves so that they could tell their own stories. Consequently, identity was also one of the first areas which was sought to reclaim. When you have some time, please watch this short clip for more information. With the importance of developing and knowing one's own identity in mind, know that valuing students is safeguarding dignity through dignity-conscious relationships and co-creating a place where they can learn who they are and who they can become. While students are developing their sense of selfhood and linking their learning to their goals, they need to feel safe and free. Author Alex Pate describes this experience as innocence. According to Pate, innocence is the condition that results from the reduction, minimization, neutralization, or elimination of the guilt that develops from stereotypes and popular negative narrative and iconography. Innocence is an immeasurably beautiful and important gift that all teachers can give their students. When children believe what they are being taught can have a positive impact on their lives and that they deserve the lessons they are being taught, and when they can walk the halls of a school or enter a classroom without the weight of the negative expectations, they will respond more positively to the academic challenges put before them. When time allows, please watch this video of the author describing the innocent classroom and how our practice can help our students have this experience. As Alex Pate reminds us, the damage that negative stereotyping does to our children is massive and wide-ranging. Research shows that students often underachieve when they are aware of their stigmatized identities in relation to the task they are asked to perform. An example of this is that females underperform on math and science tests when they are aware of gender stereotypes related to gender and performance in those subjects. In the same way, students of color whose racial identities are stigmatized by stereotypes related to intelligence have been found to underperform on tests that measure intelligence. Pate says that the effect of this stereotype threat produces a sense of guilt in children for doing something wrong before they have actually done it. This guilt triggers cynicism and apathy and an overall aversion to education. If children get the sense that what they do doesn't really matter, the world will see them as guilty because that is the way the world sees them already. Othering is the opposite of belonging. When you hear phrases like, "my students can't read," or "my students aren't motivated," it is an us versus them mentality. We tend to other children when we view them as less than human and make them feel different or dismissed. When we look at the list of violations to dignity, we might realize that we are all human and at times do all of these things. Because of our human need to belong, we are susceptible to them. We tend to adapt to the people and the environment around us. Even if that environment is toxic, we acclimate in order to belong. We might blame students in an attempt to deflect opportunities to analyze our own practice. We might not critically analyze our own blind spots and biases because it doesn't fit our self-image. Linked here are questions that focus our thinking so we can carefully analyze and better understand our students' experiences. Asking and answering these questions helps us plan for our students' needs. It is likely some of our answers will make us feel uncomfortable. Often we may find there is a disconnect between our intentions and what our students experience. Please use this resource on your own or to facilitate discussion during PLCs. And finally, please take a few moments to fill out this exit slip. Please provide some feedback about this presentation, your takeaways, and most importantly, in order to get your SuperPass incentive. Thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to continue helping us achieve our SEL goal.